1,000 pounds thrust of the Pratt & Whitney engine in reheat. Makes a considerable amount of noise. I expect him to be inverted as he comes past us this time. Much more than 1,000 feet, I'd say. Oh, he's blown that parachute onto the runway, which is a bit of a shame because somebody's got to get it off before they can get that tornado airborne, which wants to get airborne. That in just a moment.
Sorry about that, not being able to warn you. The Spitfire and the F3 snuck in a little bit there. So you can see those two. The aircraft coming towards us for another cross. Easy confused, Spitfire to the right, F3 to the left. Now you're seeing both aircraft pulling up. They're going to be crossing towards each other and coming in directly towards the crowd. And then you'll see the aircraft braking away at an angle of about 45 degrees.
Sorry.
in behind. Captain of the Vulcan. See those numerous hard points for carrying the various weapon systems. Weapons including a 23mm gun that actually pivot downwards. They're mounted on those air-to-air missiles, either the A2 Atoll or the A8.
Introduce you now to the commentator for the Royal Navy Sharks, Petty Officer Razor Keane.
Running in to start the Phantom display. You'll be pulling up steeply and climbing up to 6,000 feet.
aircraft upside down. He's getting it into an inverted spin. He's upside down, tumbling down. That must have been 3 turns of a spin. Obviously it recovered very easily. I talked to Vladimir about the kind of maneuverability, and I asked him how easy is the inverted spin for this aircraft? What about the average Joe Bloggs? I mean, Vladimir's a very skilled pilot.
Well, the aircraft is capable of much more than the basic pilot would require of it, which of course is a great safety, just into January next year.
So we may see these. Would you fly them in RAF colours or in your colours?
They would probably be in a colour scheme similar.
Lieutenants Adrian Pickard, Paul Lees and Lee Calderwood. Would Mr. Velovich of the Russian Aeroflot crew please report to aircrew reception? That's Mr. Velovich of the Russian Aeroflot crew. Would you please report to aircrew reception? And Neil Warren, could you please go to the information centre? And 2 children who are in the crowd and shouldn't be, that's Carl and Daniel Baldwin. Your parents are waiting for you at the Lost Children's Centre. So Carl and Daniel Baldwin, would you please go to the Lost Children's Centre? If you don't know where it is, you can't find it. So if you'd like to have a ride in the photo bus, they'll take you across to the far side. You can have a look at the aircraft there, take some photographs, and they'll be operating throughout the day. I hope you've all been buying your souvenir programme, because the proceeds do go to the RAF Benevolent Fund and to various other charities. Something else for you to...
Gonna keep going.
Expo in Seville will be there too.
Excellent. Well, now flying past from left to right, we have the Patriot Willow in Holland formation. Break. At the moment, it's the solo who's... We have 2 sections of 3 running in from left and right. Israel.
First time ever, I actually got it. Wow.
Now we see the...
So weighty.
And with the brake complete again, coming in from the Wizard, we can only assume that he's actually flying with the gear up. I think this is the longest formation the team fly. As they've gone over the top, you can see that very neat hidden formation change they carried out. They're coming in now for the final manoeuvre. So now we have the Villa brake. Touchdown, in fact the one right at the back. And then slowly the remainder of the team from the rear moving forward to finally the leader, who I think at the moment is the only man who's still airborne. And ladies and gentlemen, that's the display by the country of the lake. Please thank the team leader and the rest of the team when you see them, because it's an excellent display we've seen.
And the canopies are opening now. There's a fourth man there not wearing smoke. As you can see, the chutes have opened up higher. Two of them smoke detectors save lives. The third is our sponsor, TOA, their company logo flag. Try and land into the wind to help slow down their forward velocity and have a lot slower landing. And there's our fire safety message: smoke alarms save lives. Very good investment.
Could you please make your way to the information centre or make yourself known to a policeman, because your parents are looking for you. Just a reminder, the airfield is very, very dry. It's getting very hot here.
Now again, I've been joined by the Saab 105 or the SK-60, because that's why the team is called Team 60. Now, from the left, in arrow formation. Now, though this is the left and right, see pulling all the way up there to, certainly as far as the smoke is concerned, to complete a loop. As the two aircraft approach each other at the top, you'll see them diving out to 45 degrees as they clear the display site, as the main section come in from left to right, again in line astern. This time pulling up for the line astern barrel roll. At the top of the roll you can see already the formation changing back to arrow.
Just a reminder, if you haven't yet purchased your souvenir programme, don't forget to do so before you go home. That's if there are still some available. Apart from everything else, there are...
Took 4 years to complete. It'll be over 70 next year. George flying. He's a member of the Bastard Flying Club here at Boscombe Down. The serial number of his aircraft, his name right there's Biggs. His squadron used to fly Sunderland. Actually so pleased with the airplane that he's built, he's going to think seriously about building another one next year. Again, a member of the...
Of his wings. Frightfully dashing his old Bigsy.
People like Mannix, Bishop and McCudden. Most of their First World War. Bravo on the side. F235. Second one in. There's 3 clear white stripes down the side. And the last aircraft, Golf F-141. So we got the 2 old squadron numbers.
Nottingham, City Hall, Sheffield, the Playhouse, Edinburgh, and closing on Sunday the 1st of November at the Royal Concert Hall in Glasgow. So that's the...
And you might wonder what they're doing in the show. Well, we'll take more about that. De Havilland Mosquito. Wing of them, but somehow they all got sent somewhere else.
Winking and mushrooming up there too. And behind one group, a fortress started to straggle. I fumbled my binoculars out and ducked on him in time to see 3 parachutes blossom behind, tiny white to the drift slowly larger. It must be cold up there dropping in a parachute. Now another white dot, and then 3 vapor trails start again from the wounded fortress, and a few seconds later, the sound of the engines that made them reached me. The forts...
These bombers would fly, always by day, at heights of 20 to 27,000 feet. B-17 would...
As the B-17. But
Here we see the classic situation of the 8th Air Force, the bombers escorted by the fighters. Now bomber, the Liberator, is called Diamond Lil, and she's a very special guest here in Britain this year. She belongs to the Confederate Air Force in Fort Worth, Texas. She flew over just this week. But she only just made it here because one engine failed as she was over Greenland. She landed safely, and they had to fly another engine in before she could complete her journey. It was escorting the B-17 Fortress. Along behind a P-47 Thunderbolt escorting the Liberator. Squadrons of these fighters can be airborne in 5 minutes and a full
tail portion. And we had a very rough 5-hour flight back. And we got there and we found it.
That's something I know a lot of people have been waiting to see. The P-38 Lightning getting airborne.
Broke my nose
Out of the way.
Get your teeth out of the way there.
B-1Bs, F-111s, and all sorts of other things. Here is one of those B-52s. If you had time to notice, it had a K on the tail, part of the 500...
Flown, as I say, by the equivalent of Boscombe Down, the test pilots. The now famous tail slide from the flanker. aircraft was designed as a long-range interceptor to replace aircraft such as the MiG Foxbat, also the Flagon, used by the Soviets not only as an interceptor but also as an escort fighter for their light bombers such as the Fencer, possibly even the backfire bomber. Okay, armed with a variety of missiles, the AA-8 Aphid, AA-9 Amos, AA-10 Alamo, the AA-11 Archer. Maximum speed Mach 2.35 at height, over the speed of sound at sea level. As you can see from the type of flying you're seeing at the moment, this is a true fly-by-wire airplane, different from the MiG-29 Fulcrum we'll be seeing later, which, though it seems to handle like this, is not a fly-by-wire airplane. It's got no composite material in, like most modern Western aircraft. However, it's got a considerable quantity of titanium in the airframe. It's got an integrated fire control system enabling a track-while scan operation of the radar, so it can actually track targets while scanning and intercepting others. The Russians are planning to develop this aircraft into a ground attack airplane, so it'll be rather like the F-15 Eagle. It'll have a strike version. If you thought you recognised the name of the pilot, Anatoly Kvotchur, that's because he was the MiG-29 pilot who unfortunately had to eject from the Fulcrum at the Paris Airshow in 1989 when one of the engines ingested a bird and caused a flame out at a fairly critical stage in flight. Gears now down, coming in from the left in a very, very tight low turn. Well, there you are, ladies and gentlemen, the Soviet or Russian.
Rod Dean, the B-17, Chris Bevan, the B-25 by Hoof Proudfoot and Steve Hinton, the P-38 by Stephen Gray, the Liberator, David Hughes, the Fighter Collections Mustang by Paul Bonhomme, and the Thunderbolt P-47 was flown by Pete Kinsey.
Well, we have another dog.
25 years of service now from the Hercules. Of October 1990, 3 aircraft and 6 aircrew, commanded by Wing Commander Peter Bedford. Used to be the Hercules display pilot, also the man who led the monster Hercules fly past at Fairford in 1987. Here's Don McIntosh bringing the Hercules around in a very, very tight turn. And as you now see the back of the aircraft, you can see the rear loading ramp is already being lowered. You'll shortly see the Mobile Air Movements people, MAMs, because of course it can do that with its reverse thrust on the engines. And as soon as that has been completed, there'll be a takeoff for a low-level circuit and fly past. The transport detachment in Saudi was augmented by 2 Hercules from number 40 Squadron, Royal New Zealand Air Force. They had 3 crews. They arrived in December. Additional crew arrived in January, and they operated what's called a hub and spoke system. The TriStars and VC-10s fed the hub, and the Hercules then flew out on the spokes to places like Sea.
As the team leader departs rearwards and gets ready for his solo display, Eagles 2, 3 and 4 are setting themselves up to run in towards you for a synchronized pull-up and bunt to the hover. From the hover, Eagle 4 in the center will perform a 90-180, that is 90 degrees nose down while executing a 180-degree roll. We'll try and contact Eagle 4 shortly on our live air-to-ground link and get him to talk us through the maneuver. Opening maneuver, the Eagle roll. This is a 2, 1 and now. shortly as Eagle Leader running in from Elphinstone Loop.
He's up to about 175 miles an hour. Waiting for the pull-up. That's the crowd centre pulling up now. Coming up. Coming up. Tighter, over the top. And down the other side. That's all for me. Goodbye.
As Colin exits out to the left, the remainder of the team are just about setting up for the ripple backflip. Ladies and gentlemen, the spectacular ripple backflip unique to the Army Air Corps Eagles display team. Eagle break, the first manoeuvre used by the Eagles 24 years ago, and a fitting way to finish the display of the 24th anniversary of the team.
Lightning. The Lightning.
The Fugamegister.
From the music. It is, of course, the F-14 Tomcat, otherwise known as Top Gun. Home base is Naval Air Station Oceana in Virginia Beach. Notice the wing sweep changing as he comes by. Okay, there's the power coming off. He's holding it in the vertical. Watch the aircraft dropping down. No, it's just gently dropping forwards before it actually goes backwards. Never mind, very difficult thing to do, that. The two big Tumansky engines picking up okay there. He's touched down, he's up again. Aileron rolls with the undercarriage at the front of the cockpit. You'll see some of the sensors there. And there's another of those drag chutes. Hear it rippling in the wind there.
Now, for what is normally our standard transit takeoff of 3 by 3 aircraft. Team, the Red Arrows. As you can see, the team have arrived smoking the traditional red, white and blue colours. And during the first change, the smoke's changed to white. The team formed, for the first time, the trademark formation since 1968, the Diamond. The man right at the front of the Diamond and the team leader for 1992 is Squadron Leader Adrian Thurley. It's Adrian's second year as the team leader, almost in line abreast. The aircraft smoking blue, the team leader, slightly ahead of the other aircraft. As they pull up for the loop, we call this the leader's benefit. Behind the main section, you'll notice that the synchro pair have split. And now trailing red, especially for the ladies. A nice big red heart in the sky. If you look back to the main section though, they've changed now. And as they drop down towards us and fan in the cascade, they provide us the arrow right through the middle of the heart. Ladies and gentlemen, the 1992 Royal Air Force Aerobatic Team, the Red Arrows.